TJ, how would you describe or summarize the effort that you guys showed on defense and on rebounding tonight?
Yeah, we knew those were going to be both incredibly important areas. I think DeJuan Harris is a phenomenal guard, lives in the paint, and a great playmaker. So it started with keeping him out of the paint, and then, as they've gone with the two bigs lineup, their ability to offensive rebound and be physical in the paint and on the glass is really something that stood out to us. So those were two big challenges coming into the game that we knew were going to be difficult. So overall was proud of our guys for the effort that they gave in those areas, because I think our defense really helped fuel our offense.
And what was the reason for swapping Chatfield and Jackson in the starting lineup, and how do you feel both guys responded tonight?
Yeah, well, Deshaun had missed a mandatory film session, and so we made that change. But what we teach and we talk about all the time in our program is, like, we would hope that we don't ever make a mistake, or we don't ever have a slip up or something, because the standard is high, and we expect everybody's going to fulfill that standard. And at the same time, Deshaun, once he made that choice and that decision, then at that point it was out of his hands. Now he had to respond to it in a positive way. How did he practice? How did he prepare? What type of energy did he bring into the game? And certainly thought he gave us a great spark coming in off the bench. Brant, again, you look at the stat line, doesn't tell the story at all. I mean, the physicality that he plays with, and to push Dickinson out away from the spots where he usually catches the ball. I mean, if you look at the start the second half, first two defensive possessions, they're trying to go to Dickinson and get him established, and we're able to generate turnovers, and largely because Brant's physicality is toughness. And so really great job by both bigs. I felt like they stepped up in a major way.
TJ, you've often called Kurt a sixth starter based on his minutes in production. How do you feel he performed as an actual starter tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it was terrific to see him score that first basket. He gets downhill and makes that play and sees it go through. For Kurt, he gets tremendous rhythm, and then you could just see he had it rolling. And there was many times in that first half that we weren't as effective offensively, and he carried us through some stretches. So certainly, amazing. He continues the confidence he plays with and the poise, and then the threes that he hits. I mean, my goodness. I mean, they're nowhere near the three-point line. I mean, it always seems like they're contested and 8 feet behind the line. I mean, it's amazing. And then he hits the one late. You feel like the whole place erupted. So Kurt did a phenomenal job, and he continues to step up for us.
And you mentioned the defense on Dickinson. What more praise can you say for them getting him in foul trouble and then limiting him to 6 points?
Yeah, I think offensively, our guards' ability to attack the paint and then play through our bigs even, and put him in some tough spots in rotation where we could, get catches on the interior with Deshaun or Joshua on some of those drives to make those plays was important. I have tremendous respect for Dickinson and his ability to be dominant in the paint, and our guys. Again, I think it's the pace we play at. You've got to sprint back, you've got to get ready to guard, and then you're dealing with the physicality of Bryant and Deshaun as well. So that's a lot being thrown at them. So I'm proud of our guys for keeping that intent for the entire 40 minutes.
Obviously, before the game, finding out that Milan would be out indefinitely with that non-shooting hand injury, what was it kind of like did it really change up your game plan for this game beforehand, finding that out, and how did you guys feel that your team responded following his loss?
Well, I think, first of all, whenever you have a change like that, you want the next man up to be prepared to step up. And I met with DeMarion yesterday when we knew that it was going to be a possibility, or the likelihood would Milan would be out. And his response was terrific, because he said, I've been getting extra workouts every day on my own. I've been coming in at night getting shots. I've been locked in during practice, and I'm ready to go. And then he said, and I've played good against these guys in the past too. So his confidence, again, talk about the character things. He hasn't gotten in a game for, I don't even know how long, maybe a month. And to be ready to step in and to have such an impactful performance, you can tell how much our fans appreciate him when he goes in, the block that he had, and then to have 5 rebounds in not even 10 minutes of play, when we've emphasized that the one area we need to be much better is on the glass. Speaks volumes of what a great job he did. So it's really more of a credit to Demarion that he stayed ready and prepared, so that when we have somebody out, that, we're able to continue to move forward seamlessly.
TJ, Josh had his 7th double-double of the season. How does he just continue to be able to be a dominant factor on both offense and defense?
Well, I was happy with tonight is he finished plays on the glass early so we can limit them to one shot. Joshua is a resilient young man. He's somebody that he's when he puts his mind to something, he's going to accomplish it. And he's really tough to guard in space. I know tonight wasn't the offensive performance he probably would have liked in terms of some of his finishing and foul shots. And yet at the same time, you're like, oh, we didn't have a great offensive game, but you had a double-double against Kansas, a really good team with a really good front line. So I guess it's great to not play your best and still play really well in winning basketball to help your team win.
What can you tell us about Milan's injury and the timetable for him getting back?
Yeah, I think, we're waiting on, some, like specialists to look at that and help make those decisions. The number that's been thrown is like 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know exactly what that'll be. So we just want to make sure that we get it right and that it's diagnosed exactly what he needs to do. And I think that's something that we'll know, whether it's tomorrow or later this week, exactly what we feel like is in front of us.
You guys talk so much about trying to do everything the same every day. Today kind of got out of whack. No Milan starting lineup change. Why were the guys able to have it be so different, and yet the performance speaks for itself?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a long time about the everyday habits and the consistency of doing the same thing every single day. We aim to be the most boring team in the country in terms of shaking things up and changing things, and our guys are in the mindset of, they know what's coming at them every day. They know that we're going to be demanding and there's going to be a high standard. And that's not predicated on one individual. It's a collective effort from the team. And I believe our guys are confident in that and they believe in that. So whether it's, Demarion, what a great job he did stepping up. There's going to be more adversity that comes at us one way or another as we move forward. And with our guys, we're going to demand that they continue to keep their focus on the next day and the next opportunity. And that will allow you to play the level of those habits, when the most challenging moments show up.
Hey TJ, I'm starting with Kurt. You were saying your offense is a little bit like structured randomness at times, makes it kind of tough to guard. I mean, tonight wasn't super pretty offensively at sometimes, but like, how has that continued to evolve? Like, how tough of a guard do you think this group can become?
Well, the first challenge is in transition because we have multiple guys that can push the break and get out and run. And so I think that's something it's really hard defensively, because you got to get back and you got to get set, because our guards are coming and we're looking to score in transition. Where we didn't do as good of a job tonight offensively is in between transition and then like running offense effectively later in the clock. There were some times it felt like, they were able to get us where we were over dribbling and more stationary, and that's something that we'll continue to work on to be better. But I felt like at the end of the day, again, it's not numbers based, but we want to get to the foul line. We did that. We want to score at the rim. We did a pretty good job there. We don't always take a ton of threes, but we want to be efficient. We did the job there. We cleaned up some misses and have 13 offensive rebounds. So as much as I'm critical of the things we need to do better and how we need to not get stuck and not let the ball rest and not over dribble it and stand, at the same time, there's still a lot of great things that happened offensively tonight.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, TJ.